Yeat went crazy, bro. He proved everybody wrong. Not everybody. I think a lot of people knew that Yeat was about to go crazy on the numbers for this album because Two Alive and Life both did 32, 34K, actually 34 and then 32K respectively. Life was an EP. Wasn't too much promo other than the fact that Talk was a single. And so he almost had to beat those numbers. But now it looks like on at least the projections that he's projected to sell 60 to 70K. He's beaten mainstream rappers. Don Toliver is projected like 30 to 40 or something like that. And I understand like Don Toliver might not be the best comparison, but come on, Don Toliver legit has #1 singles. I think with Internet Money he was a feature, but he's just like that type of artist, right? So here it is. Yeat's new album Afterlyfe is projected to sell 60 to 70K first week and debut top 5 on Billboard's top 200 albums chart. Ridiculous. I know that, Hogwarts Legacy is that video game. I'm about to get it, by the way. I don't care about the whole movement or squad that's about to try and cancel me for it, but that they got the ridiculous. They got one spell like that. Anyway, 60 to 70K versus Don Toliver, who I actually thought might beat Yeat because I wasn't sure how much Yeat was gonna sell. I was thinking like 40, 50 because I just didn't know how big Yeat was, but I guess it's been some time since Two Alive and Life where he's picked up some steam, and I don't know, like this just proves that he's not a TikTok artist anymore. Like he's solidified. There was no lead single coming into this project. It was literally just him promoting Afterlife. It's literally a secondary album to Life being the EP. So it's just crazy that like usually a lot of mainstream artists will let a single, such as say what's happening with Uzi right now, and Uzi's gonna sell well, so I'm not like trying to discount him at all, but like usually the marketing strategy is to have a single that's already popping so that when you drop the album, that you're at least gonna get a certain amount of sales based on the streams the single's already carrying. But Yeat didn't have anything, so there was like no crutch, and yet he's still organically getting 60 to 70K. Anyway, so Don Toliver, Lovesick is projected to sell 31 to 36K. Now, as we were discussing before, Don Toliver got a bunch of hits, but I don't know, maybe since Atlantic, they got caught botting all the streams to the YouTube video and whatever, potentially other platforms. So maybe they had to cool it, let him do it organically. But the thing is, so Yeat had only one feature on the project, and it was NBA YoungBoy. So that's nothing to catch a fade over because like YoungBoy's huge, right? So he's gonna get hella streams, although that isn't even the most streamed song on the project. Like it's not even beating out the first song. And there's let me see, I don't know if it'll even end up being one of the most streamed songs on there. It'll be like top 5, let's say, because we got 1.6 up here, but usually like the first couple of songs are the highest stream. Now, if we go to Don Toliver though, here's where the comparison gets crazy, because Yeat only had NBA YoungBoy. Again, YoungBoy's a big artist, but he's not the same caliber streams wise. I know NBA YoungBoy gets hella YouTube streams, but like, I don't know. It's not a Lil Durk. Actually, maybe it's the same caliber as Lil Durk, but this has Justin Bieber, Future, all the features on here. Actually, I guess these aren't that big. But then there's Travis Scott on the deluxe. If I was Don Toliver, his team is likely going to get, and Lil Durk, by the way, is a huge streamer. He's not like a live streamer, but he gets hella streams. So that probably boosts streams, right? Look, the Lil Durk one got 3 mil already. And it had a single already. So he had the utmost advantage. He's getting outstreamed so hard. Yeat was averaging like almost 1 mil streams on each Spotify. And he's not even hitting the 300K mark on a lot of them. Actually, I'd say his average is like 400 or 500. But regardless, at the same time, he did have less songs, 16, as opposed to Yeat's 22. So I'll give him that. Yeat has the advantage there. But again, Justin Bieber, Future, even Brent Faiyaz is a really big artist. That's why it's 400K here. Lil Durk, Glorilla, I don't know. Glorilla's pretty big, I feel like. Although we'll see in the next couple of years how big she really is. But I just want to say, isn't it crazy that Yeat, we discussed this, we predicted it. I wasn't sure if it was going to come true, but Yeat outstreamed Mansion Music. He is bigger than Trippie Redd at this point, y'all. Again, Trippie had it almost, and I'm not trying to hate because I like Trippie, but Yeat had one feature. Trippie Redd, quite frankly, had a feature on 25 tracks, like 20 features, something like that. And Yeat still outsold him. So that just shows that like there is no conversation for Yeat being underground whatsoever. He is a mainstream artist if we're going to declare Trippie Redd that. And I saw a tweet this morning before the projections came out, and they deleted it soon after, as soon as the projections came out. They were like, Yeat really needs to learn a new trade, and basically saying like he fell off, like he needs to stop making music. Like, well, bruh, he's out here about to become a big dog in the next couple of years. Like, this is a shift in the paradigm that we call rap music right now, because he's becoming one of the most influential artists. Like, I'm not even trying to ride D right here. Like, he's on the same trajectory as Carti right now with like Self-Titled. I think, and I know we discussed this, how like Up to Me, that's probably better comparison to Self-Titled, but Two Alive did 34K, which was more than I think Self-Titled. Die Lit did like, I don't know, 60K, 50K, something like that. Yeat's about to sell 60, 70K. I already hear people predicting that Yeat in the next couple of projects is going to get 100K. And as Academics said at one point, once you hit that 100K, I completely agree. You're basically like you're one of the top rappers if you can consistently do that. I mean, again, he beat out Don Toliver, who's not really a rapper, he's a pop artist, but still, like if you got big features like Travis Scott, Justin Bieber, whatever, helping you out, and Yeat literally doing it basically solo like Uzi is with Eternal Atake, like Yeat is the next Uzi and Carti, influencing the youth in the same way. He's morphing new sounds with Benny X. Like, it's just been crazy to watch him go from whatever it was, like 13K IG followers, all the way to what he is. Like, the growth has been so fast. And it's not even based off, again, like it's not based off of a lead single where one song just popped off and has been carrying him. It's literally every song. They're all relatively close when it comes to the streams, as we were discussing before with Afterlyfe. Look, I mean, they're all relatively close to like a mil. I mean, it drops off at the end of the album, but that's just because some people who aren't really, they're like more casual, they're not going to listen to the whole thing. But man, and I know some people are saying that he's coming for Carti next. Again, at the same trajectory that he's at right now. Hey, if he sells over 105K, which is what a whole lot of Red did, there might be an argument there. I don't think he's there yet. Carti's still doing his thing, because I do agree that Yeat kind of came up off of the whole lot of Red sound from the at least the instrumentals, the beats, the sound. He made his own thing, so I give him all the credit in the world. How do I say this without getting canceled? What up, Aries man? You don't think Yeat gonna pass Carti unless one? Well, see, here's the thing, he's almost doing what Ice Spice is doing currently.
What's up, Bob?
What up? Like, you know how we're talking about how Ice Spice is passing Carti, Youngboy, Trippie Redd, and monthly listeners? Well, Yeat's doing that with everybody on the first week sales where it actually counts, because I feel like monthly listeners, because it can again be carried by singles or like just one song, or even like a song that you're on the feature and maybe you were just on the ad libs, you barely contributed, so it's easily manipulated. But salesman still able to manipulate. But man, oh man, I'm speechless. No one thought that he was going to come this far, especially because there was like a a notion that Yeat was like all the songs sounded the same or whatever leading up to the album, and I agreed at one point, but that's why I don't really like when artists post a whole bunch of snippets. I'm like, yo, just drop the album, man. Like, they're not even gonna drop all the snippets, and I don't want to necessarily know. Maybe drop a couple, like the lead single, the banger songs that you absolutely know. But like, Yeat was posting hella snippets, like at least 15, and that's why we got some of the songs in the that were copyrighted. We knew were on the album, but afterwards, I don't know. They didn't all sound the same. It definitely had like the same theme of the retro cyberpunk. I'm in hell, but I'm dancing with Satan in a blouse. Not necessarily like too dark. But the next Uzi and Carti, I stand by that. In the next like 3-4 years, like he's at the same numbers wise, and it seems like he's only gonna go further and further up, because you know how it goes with 2 Alive. When he got to 34K first week, everybody was talking about it, and it's just continued the conversation. It's not just a one-time thing, one TikTok song. So if anybody's calling him a TikTok rapper now, like, you're crazy. You're just hating at this point. The numbers don't lie. Would he sell 50, bruh? He's selling over 60K, bruh. What are you talking about? Look, 60 to 70K. So next album, if he actually gets that Drake feature finally cleared, or he got all the connections, he could get the Uzi. I don't know if Carti would give one out because he's too rare and whatever. But if he got, I don't even know. He's got he can choose whoever he wants. I could see a dope song being with Future. He already got one with Young Thug. Who really else is there? He just needs to get the Drake one. Drop it as a single if you really need. Cash out Frank Ocean that and go off to Europe or Japan and just don't talk to anybody else, because he already got 5 projects or even more that are just streaming like crazy. Like, we talked about how Yeat was probably worth like over 10 mil already, because if Summers and Fago were getting like 2 M's or 3 M's, whatever, for their deals, bro, Yeat's getting like 10, 15, 20. I don't know. But after this, 60 to 70K, bro. The next project, he getting Trippy got 30 M's for 3 albums. And he just outsold him. Bro, 50, he get 50 M's eventually. And I could see these numbers going up too, because I saw a lot of hate on this project. But the thing about Yeat fans is that they'll continue streaming it. It's not like a one time and out. Like, he don't got casual fans. It's really like diehards all. And that's why it's similar to the Carti fan base, where it's like a super hardcore cult. And I think so. That's why I think it'll continue going up. It might even get to 75, especially if you drop a deluxe or something. Although I don't think he needs to do that. Don Toliver might try to do that to compete, because I think Yeat's gonna go #1. Like, what is Logic about to sell? Logic, because he dropped 2, right? But I don't really think that that's even competition. Logic first week, because he's independent-ish, I think. So here it is. First week sales projections. We got Yeat 70K, Don Toliver 36. Logic's under 20, man. Logic went back underground. Lucky surpassed Logic. But a #1 album, man. I just love it. I'm telling you, it brings tears to my eyes seeing an artist that we saw go from underground, not necessarily like an underdog, but like everybody was getting behind him, especially when like Fago was on top, and then he surpassed everybody. Now he's surpassing the mainstream rappers. It's just nice to see like actual organic artists go up without these industry plant ass artists. I don't know, watching them fail almost, like the experiments, because they get a huge feature, huge look from like Travis Scott, and I'm not trying to hate on Don Toliver. I already heard a song and I actually liked it. Just one on like a playlist that my girl was listening to. But it just shows that the organic is always worth it in the end. It might be slower, but it's way stronger. The TikTok effect go crazy. This ain't no TikTok effect. I feel like, actually, that is, I guess, how he built up his fan base originally, but at the same time, that's how you gain an organic fan base now, because everybody's on TikTok. Even your boys on TikTok now. I don't really use it as a consumer, but that's where everybody is. It's the biggest app. It's the biggest website in the world. I think they have more monthly users than Google. So what are you gonna, that's like saying I'm not, that's like calling an artist a Spotify rapper. It's like most of the people who are listening to his music are on Spotify. So of course they're on Spotify. Of course their music is getting spins on TikTok when that's going crazy. I feel like even if your song doesn't blow up on TikTok, it's going to eventually go up on TikTok because, again, it's the largest website, so it's bound to catch a ride on it. But yeah, Yeat is for sure mainstream. He's got to be. If he's passing all these, Don Toliver's for sure mainstream because regular people know who he is, or at least know his voice. Yeat, I think, it's a bit of a different situation. I think he's mainstream, but at the same time, it's like a lot of mainstream listeners won't necessarily know any of his songs. They might know the beat because I feel like a lot of his beats get ran through on TikTok, but maybe not his parts. But again, his fan base is so strong that they're streaming the hell out of it. And so it ends up being bigger than the mainstream acts where you know Justin Bieber, but are you really listening to that? Like, he's famous, but less people care. Although maybe that's not a best example because he has a diehard fan base that's like stalking him when he's playing tennis and girls are just waiting outside, you know, ready for their turn. They're already bending over when he comes back out, opens the gate, and he's sweaty and they're like, oh my God, he's already lubricated. It's the same thing as the Lil Pump SoundCloud wave. The gimmick is gonna get old. Bro, y'all just be hating at this point. Like, what did Lil Pump first week sales? I don't think he ever came close to even 60-70K. His debut, when he really blew up, this is his original tape, sold 45K. Yeat is past his like first wave. He's past the Gucci gang. He already had what is it called, Money So Big, and all the other things from Up To Me, all those songs, and then Too Alive, he had a little ride. But I don't know, man. There's and the Minion songs. There's not really one song that you can really pinpoint, such as with Lil Pump. He had Gucci Gang. They got over like 1 billion streams or 1 billion views on YouTube, and so probably translates over to other platforms. Like, it's not the same at all. I don't think Yeat is gonna die out like y'all think. Get busy, yeah, true. But I said get busy when I encapsulated it within the Up To Me era, because that is on Up To Me. No, like y'all just, again, y'all just want to hate. Minions was pivotal. He got that Lyrical Lemonade, but I think Lyrical Lemonade wanted to do that too, Cole Bennett, because he knew that was the next wave, so he had to catch his little piece of the influence, maintain relevance. And that's no hate, but come on, that's how it is. Yeat ain't beating Carti. Y'all crazy. That idea is crazy until it happens. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but it could. The trajectory, if you just look at it, is faster than what Carti is. Now, you can say that that's because Yeat drops more often and Carti kind of waits. So of course, it's like the Ice Spice situation. Ice Spice is super hot right now. Pause. Actually, that's not even a pause. So she's releasing music a lot, and so her numbers are going up faster and faster, whereas Carti drops every 2-3 years. So it's like it kind of has to digest. Not that people forget about him, but like the mainstream ain't really checking in on him like Ice Spice is. She's just maintaining in the public eye. And so Yeat's kind of doing that. He's dropping every 6 months or a year or whatever it is, which is still pretty frequent. And so, yeah, of course, his trajectory is going to be higher than Carti, who kind of hibernates for 2-3 years. but that ain't Yeat's fault. You know, like if there's no argument if Yeat passes 105K that he surpassed Carti. But at the same time, I do think that Carti is gonna sell over 105K with his next project. So I don't think he has to beat 105K. I think he has to beat like 150, which is where Carti will be around, if you ask me. Now I gotta see like who the features are. I gotta see how much hype there is. But you know, Carti, like the fans are gonna be hyped regardless. And he got so many fans from Whole Lotta Red just from being so different. Like he the butterfly effect, if that's the right terminology, the butterfly effect of Carti's Whole Lotta Red is crazy, because now so many people are like being vamps and goth and black core, whatever, on that persona. Stop. Vamp is not new. Vamp is definitely not new. The Kiss and other rock bands were doing that as well. Space Ghost Perp, you can kind of find the history before Carti was even on it. However, you cannot tell me that Carti, since Whole Lotta Red dropped, like made a bunch of kids who were just regular people in high school, middle school, elementary, I don't know about elementary school, even college, they turned up on like the Rick Owens swag, all black. You know what I'm saying? It's y'all can't tell me, like, nothing originates with the person who popularizes it, many of the times at least. So yeah, Carti didn't start the vamp thing, but he did change the trajectory of what like the underground was gonna be. Because before Whole Lotta Red, what was the underground? It was like So Fago off the map type. It was like happy stuff, pink hair, Summers, blah blah blah, and then it turned into Yeat, Destroy Lonely, Ken Carson, more like Rage. Now we got Rolling Thrax, Southside Silhouette, hard rock. Like it definitely changed the where music was going, for sure. Plug and B, yeah, that was Plug and B mostly for the underground, which was cool, but it wasn't going anywhere for a while. All right, well, I gotta go to dinner. I just wanted to talk about like the Yeat situation. My dog is barking at me, trying to get in the office. But yeah, if you didn't already get the news, Yeat is projected to sell 60 to 70K first week. Hold my dick.